Hello and welcome to Cherry Hills. Here we are on Cherry Hills, picking up again, and it's been a few days since we've sort of done anything really, and it's actually about that time we have to feed the greenhouses. So we're quickly going to do that. We're going to do a couple of other odd jobs around the farm. We've sort of had a little bit of a break for a week, and we're getting everything back up and running. And we did the animals earlier on, and we're getting the greenhouses back up and running. We've also taken some money from this account to start up our second farm on in the American outback, and so effectively we're down some money. We started the day on 12 million. And essentially we're now down to just 3.5. So what we're going to do is we are going to get these greenhouses. So off camera we've kind of just filled all of the manure and the water on these because it takes a little time, and I kind of just wanted to get this done. I also wanted to get the dairy back up and running on camera, so I thought I'd get some stuff done off camera and get this stuff done on camera. So we're just basically all we need is our compost. We've basically taken the compost from the composter across the road at the large BGA. We have a large stock of it there, as it were. So we are just kind of getting this stuff done. It's towards the end of the working day, as it were, and again it's 6 p.m. Well, it's nearly 7 p.m. actually in late spring. So it's quite bright, and we're just going to get stuff done basically. We have a whole bunch of things to do on this farm. We do need to get a whole bunch of stuff done, and one of the things we need to get done is that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to fill this up because I've just realised something. We do need some more, and this is a little bit under. So I want this topped up. I want them all topped up. I'm going to fill this guy up to the top because I do want to get the compost cellar over there running, and I think he's probably empty. I would suspect he's empty because we've not filled him up for a while. And oh, actually we're running dangerously low. I hadn't actually checked this, and it's either fuel or it is compost material. It is fuel. So let's just unload this diesel. And we've got a lot of so we're unloading the diesel. We had about 9k of diesel there, or 10k exactly actually. We can, and that's the great thing about this, is we can take from here. I don't mind taking whilst this is running because essentially all this diesel's used for is basically this plant here, so we can certainly take it out. So that's going to fill that up. It's going to kick off and restart. I'm going to empty some of that silage out in a minute as well, just get it topped up. Discovered actually whilst working on the American outback map that the actual hitbox essentially for the unload for this is actually in a really odd spot. And the markings on the ground don't actually match the the actual tipping point, the trigger for the tip, and it's kind of a little bit funny like that. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back over the road with this, unload this into the last two locations. We don't have enough to actually fill up compost. Sort of, oops. So that's a bit of a shame, but it's fine, because it won't take us long to actually generate some compost, so that's fine. And these are going to run for a couple of days, so it's more than sufficient. We're going to turn around and unload. And we're good. And essentially, that's this, and it's just a few minutes of popping through these, and we will be good. So that's the greenhouses up and running, and so we filled them up with water already. Just wanted to get that because it's one of the most annoying jobs. It really is. It takes a long time because we've got to do it each one. We can't do it like this, or we've just got a big tanker. I could make a tanker suitable for it, but I feel it's just not really a good idea. At least with the lorries, it actually kind of works a little bit. We use these with so many different things. It's just such a good way of doing things. So anyway, we're just going to leave that there. I have this feeling that we've run out of digestate over here, which is one of the reasons why this isn't full. So let's just take this and drop him to the fill point for the digestate, and we can start him filling. We've got a lot of we have a ton of silage still. We haven't shifted any silage for quite some time actually. It's one of those thankless jobs. So we're just going to let that guy fill up. If we're going to head back to the farm, so just going to really kind of don't need to do anything with the animals. I mean, basically we filled them up with food. So we've got 100,000 milk here, and what we're going to do is take this milk to the dairy. This is probably not the best way to go out, but it's actually kind of the least likely to be a problem. So the dairy is actually quite a way away, so we're going to drive up there. We are going to go this way, by the way, because it is, I think, a little bit better route sense. So we are going to sort of head there past Jones's farm, so we are heading there. So this is the Cherry Hills map. We're making this map makes a lot of money now. It's ticking over. It's got a good tick on it, as it were. So it's fine from our point of view to sort of take some money off it. I mean, basically, when we were running last few days, we were making over $1 million a day. We weren't doing anything on the farm and weren't spending any money. So effectively, that just ticked up the bank balance, and it got to a peak of just over 15 million. And we've taken 12 from the bank barns, and we have transferred that over to the new farm, and that new farm is up and running. By the time you actually see this episode, actually you will probably will have published the first episode for the Outback map and the Outback farm. On that farm, we're going to it's not a huge map like this, so it's going to be a very different sort of play style, a very different style of farm, because we won't be having huge fields with massive yields. We'll have big fields for that map, but they're not. They're not the 2 million litre yield fields that we have here. We have, probably if we make 200,000 litres, we'll probably be making a lot. So I say that's going to be an interesting farm. So what we're going to do is, this is our tip rigger. We're going to draw through here. We should actually have an unload at some point. Yep. Just going to unload the milk. I do find it very strange that we are tipping it onto the floor, but that's just how this tip trigger works. On this item. So we have 100,000 litres of milk here. This dairy takes 100,000 litres, so we'll fill it up with milk here. All of our other sort of things are kind of running and are ticking over. Whilst that's unloaded, we'll actually just pop up to the brewery, because I do actually remember I have to check something here. I can't remember, one of these hasn't been emptied. Yes, this one. So just want to make sure those are emptied. We do need to take these back to the farm. So what I'll do is I'll put these by the gate. We'll run a convoy down. It's fairly straightforward. We have now actually got I don't think we've actually got a bakery running. I think it's got flour, but I don't think it's got water. I don't remember actually saying at the bakery with water. I mean, basically, unfortunately, due to essentially real life constraints this last week, there hasn't been much in the way of gameplay. So we've not really done much, and essentially a lot of things haven't been touched. That guy's empty, so we'll just draw forward. We should tip, and we can tip with the rear trailer. There we are. The dairy's up and running. It's going to be producing milk and cheese. We have so the greenhouses are running. We'll need to pay a visit to the orchards actually, because I have a feeling they need emptying. So I will check into those. We do have, and I can't remember where it is. It's around here somewhere. There it is. We do have a truck which we will take up to the apple orchard first. And then basically we'll go a little cross country. You go through there and save driving on the roads. So we get these trucks with the with the aggregate tires, so we can go off road. So whoa, I'm actually going to not try and crash. I think, let me just check on the status here. Yeah, we're good. We're full up, essentially. It started producing already, so Those are going to fill up nicely. I do actually need to double check. The like little markers for sell points there have actually disappeared. So I do actually need to check on those. Yeah, so we're going to head back to the farm with this guy. Might as well just overtake everything. I don't think what field that is. That's not one of ours. I was just wondering why. It was ploughed, but it's not one of ours. There are a couple of these fields that actually were ploughed, strangely enough. Oddly, they're ploughed, but they're not ploughed. So, effectively, we have to plough them again. It's so good we don't have two-way traffic, because this would be an impossible manoeuvre. For the length that we've just done this. That facility, we do need to check on that at some point, but we will save that for later. We'll have a BGA session, I think. Oops. We will definitely have a BGA session. So we'll have a bit of a session where we'll do the BGA stuff in the next day or so. What I try to do when I'm doing this, I try to get a whole bunch of episodes kind of lined up, like 4 or 5, and I didn't really get as many lined up as I'd hoped this last week, and we kind of missed out on a few. I did get a couple out during the week, but I didn't get as many as I kind of hoped to. So over the next few days I will stock up, as it were, with episodes, all of which are probably all done the same day, like today and tomorrow, kind of thing. Get as many episodes done as possible is the key. Maybe Monday get a few done, but essentially kind of, I actually did one last night, and the last 5 minutes of audio was actually last night's 5 minutes of video were gone. So I'm either getting out of practice or I screwed up. I either stopped the recording prematurely or something happened. I've done a bunch of videos today, and I will be getting them online as soon as I can. So the animals were actually out of food when we kind of filled them up, and as a result, we might not have as much income coming in tonight from the cows. They literally only that much milk, so it is going to be a lean day, but it will be okay. So these guys have basically been happily working away. They're producing honey, which is great. So okay, so we've got the milk done. I'm actually thinking, so we have a couple of things to move down here. We won't do that one on camera. Let's go and grab this little truck. We need some stuff bring to the supermarket, essentially. So this is our little local pickup and delivery truck. If we do a little bit of cross country now, I know it's not very realistic, but you know, it's actually kind of handy because it gets us here quite quickly. Basically we have a whole bunch of apples here, and essentially when the big pallet line is full, everything stops. So and so this is actually specifically designed to basically be a I don't know what's happened there, but that is kind of weird. That was kind of weird. Let's grab all these and let's drop these into. Again, doing a little bit of cross country here. I might make a road actually. I actually do think I might make a road there. Because it does take, I mean, it is a considerable distance difference between that and the actual. Now we do need to do this same task, by the way, for the cherries. So let's draw this forward a little bit and go plonk. Those are all going to sell, and they're going to sell really well. Make us a bit of money. Okay. Yeah, so let's just check on what do we need. So we need to head down here, and I think, to be honest, the best way would to be go cross country again, and to actually do cross country in a also this way. We'll also be doing an episode, by the way. This site is currently without any wood. It's literally devoid of wood, so we do actually need to do a little bit of logging here, and we will do that in an episode. To be fair, we have a lot of logging episodes to come. I just haven't had any time or any chance to do anything on the project as well. So, and the project being the logging project, or the field reshaping project, as it's known officially. So, unfortunately, that has essentially been kind of on the back burner for a week as well, along with everything else. So when we get to that, we'll get stuff sorted. We are flying down this road at 65-ish miles an hour in our little man truck. So we've been basically working on our new farm a little bit earlier on. Got a couple of episodes done. It's the first day, so we were doing a lot of purchasing, and we were doing a little bit of kind of field work, but nothing really kind of major. And we will be doing a lot more on that over the coming days and weeks. I'm trying to remember where I put the cherry orchard, and it's literally probably miles away from where we are. Obviously this is the production line end, and we do need to work on that. A tree. I can't remember why I cut down a tree over there. Oh, that's because I was testing that guy out. Ah, yes. I completely forgot. We were testing that guy out, and that's where we did the trees. Yes, this is the orchard. We actually put the what he's saying is he put the initial production line stuff miles away, and the orchard's literally here. So, let's say we do need to not be careful. I don't want to go too far back. Because we don't want the basically when that moves forward. Totally weird. We actually have one more. That's odd. That is kind of weird. Now the weird thing is I'm pretty sure there's only 7 on there, we've somehow picked it up. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to take these up to thing. We're going to speed up this road because this traffic goes at 20 miles an hour. So we really don't want to be anywhere near it, to be honest. Because that traffic is slow. Okay, the speed limit is theoretically 55 according to the signs that Stevie put on the map. But there ain't a cop, so if you ain't seen by a cop, it doesn't matter. This is not something I advocate in the real world, because of course in the real world going too fast can cause accidents and people get injured and hurt and stuff. So no, don't do that in the real world. But in farming sim, there is no injury. You either drive through people or you basically get written off by the AI cars. As a general rule of thumb, AI car versus player vehicle, player vehicle will lose. And lose badly. So we're going to go, I'm actually going to go all the way around the top, and then we're going to cut across. So I'm drifting a lot, not intentionally, but we were. Actually, speed limit of 50, not 55. That is strange. And we've never actually used the trains on this map. It's very strange. We've never actually used the trains, and I'm actually thinking maybe we should. I don't know how we'd use the best way to use them, to be honest. Because at the end of the day, with the trains, we've got it's a sale point thing. That's the only pretty much the only way it would be used. We're gonna cut across again as well. So sorry about this for the people that love realism, but this has got off-road tyres. It can do off. So I want to get all this sold. We actually sold 200,000. That's actually pretty good. In fact, it was about 200,000 in the produce just then. We'll do the same again. We're actually going to park the truck up here. This is where we kind of keep this truck, because essentially it's all it's doing is deliveries to here. So this is going to sell, make us a bit of money. So we've got the dairy up and running. We have sold a bit of fruit at the supermarket, and the sort of the brewery's now up and running. The greenhouses are up and running. We've got a lot of stuff kind of ticking over really well. And what else do we need to sort out, really? We should get the bakery running at some point, and we'll check on that. I'll check on that offline. All our animals are producing. We do need to make sure these guys and these guys here are stocked with wood, but that's a logging episode, and that's to come. Our production line is kind of running. Obviously needs looking after. As you can see, we've got pallets on the shelves, as it were. So we do need to get those off with everything. We did do a big sale on a previous episode, actually, one of the episodes we did, where we sold all of the produce from the production line, which was pretty good. We made a bit of money on that one. So with that, we will basically, we're going to probably do the same with all of these sorry, not vegetables, but these fruits. We do have to use those for the production line, but we produce quite a bit more than we need for that, so we can sell the extra. And with that, I think we're good. Let's sort of kind of leave us all with a bit of a nice shot. Here we are at the production line. It's a busy little yard. We're going to end this episode here. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, please hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel to see more of the Cherry Hills series and more of our new American Outback series. And with that, thank you all for watching, and goodbye.